You. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Yeah. Run it back, nation. What is good? It is your boy DJ Eastwood, Run It Back Philly. No frauds. No fanboys. No intros. Algo gang. Everybody hit the like button. That would be greatly appreciated. That would be greatly appreciated. Algo gang, we take down the YouTube algorithm as a team by smashing the like button, by flooding the comments, by being active in the chat. You know how we get down, man. You know how we get down. What up, what up? Jesus son. Is that true? What up, man? Avery Moore, Bentley Cruz made it. Hey, Bentley Cruz made it, man. Thanks for being here. AK Eagles Podcast. What's up with you, man? Philly Sports with Bake. Listening to this while writing a paper. Listening to this while will make. I can't read today. Watching this, listening to this will make writing my paper go faster. Hey, if you're writing a paper for class, my guy, and you're listening to me talk about the Philadelphia Eagles, you might write about the Eagles on your paper. So maybe this is a bad idea. Westwood, Brandon Drolls, what's going on, man? Nick Marchetti, my man. So pissed Reagor is on this team. Yeah, I guess we'll start there, man. I guess we'll start there. So the Philadelphia Eagles 53-man roster is final. And they released some guys that they could possibly pick up onto the practice squad via the waiver wire. And so right here is the official 53-man roster. And let's just go down the list, my guys. Let's just go down, read, and react to everything we see. You guys give me your opinion on this. All right. Jalen Hurts, Gardner Minshew. Kept 2 quarterbacks. Reed Sinnett, out of here. You stink. Carson Strong, out of here. You stink. We don't even know if Carson Strong stinks or not. We didn't even get a chance to see him play in the preseason. Some kind of degenerative knee condition, people are telling me. I don't know what's going on with Carson Strong, but they will, of course, pick somebody up. And, when you waive guys before the 53-man roster and then you sign guys to the practice squad, it's not guaranteed money. So that's the reason NFL teams do a lot of this stuff. But you will see a third quarterback, I think, obviously, at some point. Running back, Miles Sanders, Kenny Gainwell, and Boston Scott. Forget the guy's name that was running all over the teams in the preseason, man. I really wish he could have made the team. But again, might be on the practice squad. Miles Sanders played 2 snaps in the preseason and then was out for the rest with a hamstring injury. So, Miles Sanders, man, it's really a prove-it year. Can you stay healthy? We know how good you are. We know how good you can be. We know your big play potential. Can you stay healthy? And it just sucks that he said flat out, I'm going to play every game this season. I don't like missing games. And we were like, yeah, we don't like you missing games either. But it's a little bit out of your control if you're injured. And he got injured like 37 seconds after that. So it is what it is. Kenneth Gainwell, I told you guys from the jump about a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. Kenneth Gainwell is going to lead the team in carries. It just is what it is. He's a workhorse. He gets the ball and hits the hole. He runs straight forward. He doesn't dance around side to side, jumping 360, trying to turn every 2-yard play into a 90-yard touchdown. He just gets the yards that are in front of him. Love me some Kenny Gainwell. And Kenny Gainwell came through my Twitch stream last night, thanks to a good friend of mine named Kara Poole, who is active on Twitch. And Kenny Gainwell and Boston Scott play Rocket League on Twitch a lot. I didn't know this, and he came through the stream while I was playing Grand Theft Auto on Twitch. And he dropped some gift subs, and it was really cool. So shout out to Kenny Gainwell and Boston Scott. Wide receivers. A.J. Brown, of course. Devontae Smith, of course. Quez Watkins outplayed all of his expectations last season, of course. Quez Watkins had the big-time down-the-sideline snag in that preseason game. One of the only throws we got to see from Jalen Hurts. Quez Watkins was at the receiving end of that. Zach Pascal, really impressed with Zach Pascal in training camp. And he's just a solid wide receiver. Huge pickup for the Eagles. Again, another really under-the-radar pickup for Howie Roseman via the Indianapolis Colts, who, among Carson Wentz and other things, we've been absolutely fleecing lately, past couple of seasons. Jalen Reagor. Hey, Gothic Serpent with the super chat, my man. Thank you for dropping some support. That leaves you with the MVP of the show. Where you at, man? Where'd my chat go? Man? There it is. Gothic Serpent with a $20 super chat. says, Algo, keep it up, brother. Thank you, sir. I will keep it up. I will keep it up. All right, let's go back to it. Let me get the James Harden off the screen here. Jalen Reagor, okay? 5th wide receiver spot goes to Jalen Reagor. The Eagles were just in a situation they can't do anything with him. They can't do anything with him. They can't do anything with him. He's underperformed now for, since he's been in the NFL. He's shown attitude issues. He's shown effort issues. There's things in the NFL that you see in a player, when he runs across the field and stops running, when he's running down the sideline with 30 yards of green and just jogs out of bounds. There's certain things you see mentality-wise with a receiver that you just know, listen, bro, unfortunately, I don't know what it is, this guy just can't hack it in the NFL, man. Doesn't have the mindset right now, at least. He's very young. And maybe somebody can, light a fire under his ass a little bit. Maybe somebody can ignite him. Maybe somebody can wake him up a little bit and say, look, bro, you have an opportunity. And somebody said it in the chat right there. Lucio Hinoyosa. I think I said that right. I hope I said that right. Reagor should be talent-wise your 3rd wide receiver. Which is exactly why I'm saying this. Maybe somebody can get through to him and say, listen, bro, you have an opportunity here to do something that most people on Earth, most people on the planet don't have the opportunity to do. Do you really want to be in the NFL? Do you really want to have this opportunity and waste it? It's all effort. Maybe that can happen. Obviously, I think it's obvious that a change of scenery would help the whole situation, right? Nelson Aguilar had issues in Philly. And let's throw this out there, too. It's Philly, bro. Like, it's not the easiest place to play, and it's definitely not the easiest place for somebody who lacks confidence maybe or gets kind of mentally off track easily or gets distracted easily or gets, Philly's tough, man. Philly will not hesitate to rip you to shreds if you do not perform. Philly will not hesitate to rip you to shreds if you do not perform. All it took for Jalen Reagor, 1 or 2 plays that were blatantly obvious that he quit or that he didn't give 100% effort. And then, he goes out there and muffs some freaking punts in big moments of games. And it got to the point where the fans were booing the fact that he was walking onto the field before a punt return. And that's where, your confidence is gone at that point. Nelson Aguilar got to the point where the fans were booing the entire... Imagine what this would do for your confidence, bro. The fans were booing when they announced his name coming out of the tunnel. What does that do for your confidence? Wow, this entire city hates me. And somebody like Jalen Reagor, who already has kind of an attitude, he's been in people's DMs, random dudes' DMs, threatening to fight him. You know what I mean? So he's probably walking out onto the field getting booed and saying in his head, man, f this town, man. F this city, man. F all these people, man. A little Alec Bohm action. You know what I mean? Alec Bohm, I fucking hate this place action when the fans booed him when he missed the ball down the third base line. Asia Roberson, what's going on? Good to see you. You missed my membership chat. It didn't show up in my restream chat. I apologize for that. There you go. Asia Roberson has been a member of the channel for 16 months. 16 months. Member of the channel, Asia Roberson. Thank you for continuing to be a member of the channel. Anybody that becomes a member, you are greatly appreciated. But yeah, Philly's not easy. And when you're already lacking confidence or you have some kind of attitude like I believe Jalen Reagor has, it probably just makes him, he probably gets to the point where he's ready to give less effort than he was the first time he got booed, But they should have traded him last year, man. So Howie Roseman improves the team a lot. Adds A.J. Brown. Quez Watkins steps up. He adds Zach Pascal. And then he decides, and I'm not slandering Howie Roseman by any means because I think he had a great, one of the best off seasons I've seen him have or any Eagles GM have in my life watching Eagles football. But then he says, okay, I got to try to trade Jalen Reagor. And the rumor was that he tried to trade him for a 5th-round pick to the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings. Think about that for a second. So he drafted J.J. Arcega-Whiteside over DK Metcalf, who became a stud in Seattle. And then he traded J.J. Arcega-Whiteside to Seattle, who was then released by Seattle. Then he drafts Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson, who, does this sound familiar, became a stud in Minnesota. And then he tried to trade Jalen Reagor to Minnesota. What's going on here, Howie? You trying to punish the kid for making your draft pick look bad? Are you trying to punish the kid? Hey, I drafted you 21st pick overall, and you didn't live up to the hype. I'm going to trade you to the team that has the receiver that I should have taken just so you have to sit there and watch how much better he is than you every day. I don't know. That's just funny to me. That's the way it went down. But this is what I was saying, man. There's no trade market for Jalen Reagor. No NFL team is taking on a 3.6. I think they would take on 1.8, almost $2 million for a guy who can't even crack the top 4 on the Philadelphia Eagles wide receiver depth chart. It just wasn't going to happen. And you weren't going to trade him just to get rid of him because it just wasn't enough out there. And even the Minnesota Vikings said no to a 5th-round pick for Jalen Reagor. So what does that tell you? The Minnesota Vikings would rather have a 5th-round selection than to put some kind of faith into Jalen Reagor. So yeah, I kind of knew the trade wasn't going to happen. It just sucks that going down the way that it did landed somebody who I thought was good enough to be on the team on the cut list. And that was Deon Cain, who I was a big fan of in the preseason. Did a little play breakdown of Deon Cain yesterday. Go check that out if you haven't seen it. And the question was, keep or waive? And clearly Howie Roseman watched that video and said, got you, Eastwood. I got the answer to your question right here. About 3 hours after I posted that video, he cut Deon Cain. So he cut Deon Cain and he cut the views on my YouTube play breakdown. And Devin Allen and Britton Covey. Now, they'll probably try to pick some of those guys up on the waiver wire to the practice squad. But I wouldn't expect Deon Cain to be there. I think Deon Cain showed too much in the preseason. He showed an ability that I think there's going to be some NFL team out there that wants to take a shot on Deon Cain just for what he looked like in the preseason, man. Good route running, good hands, little toe drag, swag down the sideline. He's only 26 years old, so I think somebody's going to take a chance on him. I don't think the Eagles are going to be able to pick up Deon Cain. Devin Allen, the Olympic hurdler, who caught that 60-yard bomb from Reed Sinnett in the preseason. They'll probably pick him up. I wouldn't be shocked at that. And Britton Covey, little slot receiver, I wouldn't be shocked at that either. So we will stay tuned. I don't know what their waiver order is. Dallas is 19. Lil Kim. Shout out to Lil Kim, man. Are you the real Lil Kim? Thanks for being in here. Yeah, I don't know what the Eagles' waiver number is. Probably should have looked that up. Tight end position, Dallas Goedert, Jack Stoll, and Grant Calcaterra. It's not the days of old for the Philadelphia Eagles where we had two very, very solid tight ends on the field at the same time, where Jalen Hurts had two very, very solid tight ends on the field at the same time. For a young running quarterback who struggled to throw the ball, let's just face it, past 20 yards so far his NFL career, he relied on that. That was nice security blankets for Jalen Hurts. So that's interesting with Jack Stoll being the second tight end. I think that's a pretty big drop off from the ability of Dallas Goedert. And a lot of people were saying, we need to sign a tight end. But Jack Stoll gets the shot there at the backup tight end position. So we'll see, man. Hey, tight ends to me, they always come out of nowhere for me. Dallas Goedert obviously was a decently high draft pick, second round. I think, correct me if I'm wrong. I know you will. But yeah, some tight ends just come out of nowhere. Big dude from a D, AAA school or whatever the terminology is there. We'll see. We'll see what Jack Stoll looks like. We'll see what Calcaterra looks like when they get on the NFL field. And when Jalen Hurts is inevitably running sideways for his life, looking for somebody. Maybe he will find one of those guys. It wasn't a shot at Jalen Hurts. Everybody calm down. Yeah, we traded in front of the Cowboys to take Dallas Goedert. And even better, it was David Akers making the call at the NFL draft in Philadelphia, trolling the Cowboys. That was amazing. You guys remember that? If you haven't seen that, go look that up, man. O-line. I love the Philadelphia Eagles offensive line. Man, last season, man, this season, man, you add Cam Jurgens. So, Jordan Mailata, Landon Dickerson, Jason Kelsey, I can never say his fucking name, Samalo, Lane Johnson, Jack Driscoll, Cam Jurgens, Andre Dillard, Sua Opeta, and Josh Sills. I love the addition of Cam Jurgens, Jason Kelsey 2.0. Mailata, of course, I love, from Down Under. Damn rugby football player. Is that how you say it? Rugby football? Either way, rugby player that, we turned into an offensive lineman. It's interesting to see. I think Cam Jurgens is going to get some time at guard probably with Jason Kelsey being healthy, because those two guys are great right now. Like Cam Jurgens, the way he pulls and runs down the field at his size, Jason Kelsey 2.0, and I think the Eagles are going to probably definitely try to find a way to get him on the field a lot with Jason Kelsey, because you got to take advantage of having two offensive linemen that can move like that. Lane Johnson, obviously, absolute monster, always been. Hasn't slowed down yet. So Eagles offensive line is probably looking to still be very, very good this season, and that's very, very good for us. Our running game, Jalen Hurts protection, defensive ends, Josh Sweat, Brandon Graham coming back from the Achilles injury, man. I'm excited for Brandon Graham. I don't think, you know what? I don't think we talk enough about the return of Brandon Graham yet. I don't think we talk enough, man. I am very excited for Brandon Graham coming back. Dude was a monster in his prime. Just dealt with a couple injuries, man. He missed 2 seasons in a row, didn't he? Correct me if I'm wrong. Did he miss 2 seasons in a row? Let me know in the chat, man. I think he tore his ACL and then he came back and tore his Achilles, right? Am I right? And then we just kind of figured he was going to retire because it seemed like he couldn't come back. We'll see. We'll see about Brandon Graham, man. Of course, legendary Tom Brady strip sack to win the Super Bowl. Brandon Graham has a permanent place in my heart. And let me share a story with you guys. I watched Philadelphia Eagles games my whole life. My mom has watched Eagles games my whole life. Our family has watched Eagles games our whole life. We never witnessed the Super Bowl in person. We were watching the Super Bowl. We were watching it go down. Tom Brady had a 2-minute drill. And we were like, oh my God. Like, both teams had over 500 yards passing. We were like, Tom Brady's going to kill us, man. It's what Tom Brady does. Here we go. We gave him too much time. We let him have too much time. Tom Brady's going to kill us. And I said out loud, we need something big time here, like a strip sack. Sure enough, that play, man, Brandon Graham gets through, strip sack Tom Brady, game over. So I'm excited for the return of Brandon Graham. Obviously, the defensive tackle position is stacked. Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave, Jordan Davis. Those 3 dudes are going to feast. They're going to be very difficult to defend. I mean, which one you double team? You know what I mean? We saw Jordan Davis in the preseason getting double and triple teamed. That's without Fletcher Cox on the field. Last year, yeah, Fletcher Cox didn't have the numbers that he normally has, but he was being doubled and tripled. And, part of the kind of thought process there is that he didn't have the numbers that he normally had because he was being doubled all the time because Brandon Graham was out and some others, so he was the only guy the offensive lines were paying attention to. So now imagine this. The offensive lines now have to pay attention to Jordan Davis, a dude that's even bigger than Fletcher Cox and can move like Fletcher Cox can move. So now what do you do? You can't double team both of them, can you? And then you got pass rushers like Hassan Reddick. I mean, Josh Sweat on the end. Knucklehead Derek Barnett, who I want to slap all the time, but, when he has his head right, he can really be a force getting to the quarterback. So that defensive line, man, look. I'm putting it out there right now. The Philadelphia Eagles defensive line. The Philadelphia Eagles are going to have the best defensive line in football this season. Number one. They're going to have the number 1 defensive line in football this season. I'm putting it out there. It's out there now. I put it out there. The linebacker position obviously has just had the way Howie Roseman attacked this offseason. I swear he watches my YouTube channel. I swear, man. I couldn't understand or handle the lack of linebackers for the past 2 seasons, man. And every draft we went into, Howie was like, nah, I'm good. I'm good on the linebacker. I'm good. I'll play Alex Singleton. I'll play Nate Gary. And finally, he said, yo, that DJ Eastwood dude on YouTube, man, he's been on my ass. I got to get some linebackers up in here. And Nakobe Dean falls. He drafts him. He signs Kazir White, I want to say, to a 3-year free agent contract. That's off the top of my head. I don't think it was a trade. I think the Chargers waived him. Am I right about that or am I wrong? You'll let me know. Jalen Hurts rookie contract allowed the linebackers. That's true. Well, yeah. There was a tweet yesterday that said, I've never seen a football team take advantage of a cheap quarterback as well as the Philadelphia Eagles have. So, yeah, Jalen Hurts being on a rookie contract gives the Eagles a lot of salary cap space to do some of the things that they did. Which begs the question, what do you do next year? 1-year contract for Kazir White. Thanks for that, King Jin 9. What do you do next season? You know what I mean? If Jalen Hurts comes out and kind of just looks the same, kind of just looks like a running quarterback who throws the ball sometimes and is never really going to be a in the pocket, downfield, make defenses pay with your arm consistently kind of guy. I'm saying if you get to the end of the season and you know that for a fact at that point, what do? You draft a rookie quarterback, then hey, you still have all this money for a couple more years. But then you have to hope that this rookie quarterback is good enough already to step in and be great. And what rookie quarterbacks can do that? What rookie quarterbacks can you feel confident enough to take a chance on besides the ones at the very top of the draft? You know what I mean? So how do the Eagles get to the top of the draft next season if that's what they want to do? Howie has 2 first-round picks. I don't know if that gets you to the top of the draft. It could, though. Couldn't it? What did we trade to move up for Wentz? Wentz's and Jeffrey's salary comes off the books in 2023. It's good info right there, Richie MC. That's good info right there. What did we do to... We gave up a couple of first-round picks to move up and take Carson Wentz at number 2 overall. I know that for a fact. So, I mean, it's possible. Or maybe a veteran quarterback has a little bit of discrepancies or disgruntled feelings with his organization and wants to be traded, and you get to that point. If you get to that point, you have some picks to make a trade. DJD, why are we talking about the draft when the seasons start yet? Because it's 12:34 p.m. on August 30th. And I said look, man. You can't sit here and tell me Howie Roseman didn't consistently make trades to get future first-round picks. Because if Jalen Hurts is not good enough, you have an option next season. You can't tell me Howie Roseman didn't do that. That's literally exactly why he did that. Because if. So, I sat right here on YouTube and I said, if Jalen Hurts is not good enough at the end of the season, you have 2 first-round picks. To answer your question, that's why we were talking about the draft. And the season didn't start yet. I hope he is. Do you really see it? I don't want to do this again, but one time in the chat, I need to know what everybody's feeling in the chat. I need to know what everybody's feeling in the chat right now. How many people are in here, man? My viewer count got screwed up. 97 people in here. I need to know in the chat. Your confidence that Jalen Hurts shows this season that he can be a winning franchise quarterback. 0 to 10. 0 to 10. In the chat. I want everybody's opinion. Everybody in here, 97 people. I know 97 people aren't going to jump in the chat. Some of you are watching it on TV. Some of you are watching it while you're driving. Shout out to everybody. your confidence in Jalen Hurts showing this season that he can be a future franchise quarterback that you think can lead a team to a Super Bowl. Richie MC goes 8 out of 10. 2 times is at a 8. George 2K is at a 9. Vincente Gracias. Did I say that right? Thank you. Gracias. Is at a 9. Oh, I missed a lot of them, man. My bad. Creep said it's 50-50. Julian Nevin, 8. Spyro, 7. Confidence, 5 out of 10. Trader Chris. That's cop-out, Trader Chris. 5 out of 10 is a cop-out. Nah, I feel the same way because I don't know the answer. So I would go 5 out of 10 also. 9. Irv Barkley, 7. 2 times 8. Georgia 2K 9. Vincent 9. Andrew 7. Rob 355 didn't see anything in preseason. So the 6 for 6 in that first drive against the Jets didn't answer any questions you had. I will say, impressed by it. You know, to not have a single incompletion, and I know it's a very small sample size. I get what you're saying, but you know, that drive, I guess I have to try to analyze it, you know, and every single throw was on the money on that drive. So I think maybe that's why some of these people in this chat have that high of confidence, but I respect all opinions. 8. Porta Panda 6. Legal Side Hustles 8.5. Chris Kaufman, Joe E. Retract Beats 7, 7.5, 8. Unity Walker with the lowest score so far with a 4. DJ D, that's why we're in Philadelphia. We got to think positive. We can't be going to the season think negative. Jalen Hurts is going to be good. No, I don't believe in none of that. I don't believe in none of that. Because I think you're supposed to feel the way that you 100% honestly think and feel. You know what I'm saying here? I'm not trying to argue with you or slander you at all. But what you just said to me is like false hope, you know? Like you're not really accessing where your real answer is in the back of your mind. You're putting on a front right here and you're saying, I'm staying positive, I believe. But do you really? Like, I need to know the real answer. You know? You can't just ignore it and say, I'm going to remain positive. I mean, you can do what you want. We'll see, man. It's getting close. It's getting close. It is getting close. Did we hit 100 viewers yet? 95. We're at 95. Share the stream. Get 100 in here, man. Eastwood, it's going to suck if Hurts doesn't do franchise great, but does just enough to persuade the team to keep him, and the Eagles are stuck at mediocrity because of him. Now that will suck. It's your boy. Here's my take on that, man. I don't think Howie Roseman is an idiot by any stretch of the imagination. You know what I'm saying here? By any stretch of the imagination. You know, and he runs a business. He runs a 100% business, and, you know, even if you look at Carson Wentz and his injury history, and Carson Wentz requested a trade because he felt, you know, stabbed in the back by Howie Roseman and Doug Peterson or whatever, Howie didn't care about that. Howie Roseman straight up said, Carson Wentz has the talent, but my boy can't stay healthy, so I need an option here. Because he saw the year before Carson Wentz go down again in the playoffs, and he said, "What? Now I got no option now." So he drafted Hurts to be that guy that can come in when Carson Wentz is inevitably injured and win you 2 or 3 games in the middle of the regular season, or maybe upset somebody in the playoffs by playing the game a strategic way, run heavy, motion offense around Jalen Hurts' skill set. He didn't draft Jalen Hurts to be a starting quarterback. He didn't draft Jalen Hurts to be a pocket passer. Nobody did, and they weren't going to. Just look at the draft profile. Then Carson says, I want out. So then Howie's in a situation where he's like, shit. Now I got the backup quarterback that I drafted way too high, and I got to make him a starter. And then I got to hope that he becomes one. And that's what we're in right now. We're seeing if he becomes one or not. But it was never expected of him. That's what I'm saying here. These are just facts. It was never expected of him. But what I'm saying is that Howie Roseman, he didn't have some kind of loyalty to Carson Wentz. He said, you can't stay healthy. I'm drafting a guy that's going to be my security blanket when you get hurt, because you get hurt all the time. So the same way he has no loyalty to Carson Wentz, I don't think he has any loyalty to Jalen Hurts. I think it's a straight-up business, and I think Jalen Hurts, if he's good enough, he's good enough. If he's not good enough, Howie Roseman's going to say, we're drafting a quarterback next season. That's all I'm saying. I don't think it's ever going to be a situation where he's kind of maybe good enough and Howie says, yeah, let's move forward, because this roster is so good and at a really good age right now, too. I remember a couple years ago, we were the oldest team in the NFL right after we won that Super Bowl. And that's why everyone got injured. Alshon Jeffrey, Deshaun Jackson, everybody. Everybody was 48 years old. You know what I mean? Jason Peters being re-signed 17 years in a row. We're at a good age right now, too. You don't want to waste 5 years. You want to take advantage of the youth in this contract right now. Murphy Brown, he drafted a quarterback in the second round to start. That's just not true at all. Hurts is good, you just don't like him. That's also not true. Murphy, you just don't like facts, man. What do you want me to tell you? What do you want me to tell you, Murphy? What do you want me to tell you? All right, Murphy, let's play a game here. Hurts is our franchise, just deal with it. If Hurts is good enough to be our franchise quarterback, I will be happy about that. That's where you're misconstruing this. You're making it sound like I just hate Jalen Hurts for no reason. It doesn't make sense. So let me ask you a question right now. Is this good, yes or no? 30th in the NFL in pass accuracy, 20-plus yards. Is that, by definition, good? Would you say that? Fitting balls into tight windows in passes over 20 yards. 31st in the NFL. Is that good, yes or no? I'm just sitting here saying facts. It's okay to say that's not good enough. He has to improve that if he's going to be a franchise quarterback. You can't just ignore all of that and say, Jalen Hurts is good, you just don't like him. Come on, bro. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But thank you for being here. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate everybody being here, man. 90 people still up in here hanging out. Yeah. Bad question. What's the gap between 30th and 1st? No, we're not going there, bro. I mean, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, but it's just, come on, man. We're going to see this season if Hurts is good enough. That's what we're going to see. But if some people want to be, Hurts is great and is going to dominate the NFL and be an MVP and you're just a hater, you have every right to be that, man. You have every right to be that. And he had Smitty and Watkins, and you're right about that, Rob 350. And here's a fact: a 23-year-old quarterback that took his team to the playoffs. Those are facts. Those are facts. I agree. I never talk about Jalen Hurts' mentality. I never talk about his ability to control an offense. I never talk about that. I talk about his inconsistency in standing in the pocket and throwing the ball down the field. And when you play a good defense, you can run over all the bad teams you want with a good offensive line, a really good running quarterback, and then you get to the playoffs. You play a good defense that forces you to throw from the pocket, and what happens? What happens? You didn't beat a single team over 500. And you got to the playoffs, you faced a good defense, they forced you to throw from the pocket, and he wasn't even close to average. I'm not up here to slander Jalen Hurts the whole stream. You just keep asking me questions, and I keep giving you facts. What am I supposed to say to this? What am I supposed to say to this, man? I don't even understand, bro. I don't even understand. I didn't even finish going through the freaking roster. Oh, man. I get it. You guys, you want Jalen Hurts to be great so that you're right and other people are wrong, and that's fine. If that's what you want to, if that's what matters to you, besides just looking at facts and saying, I don't know if he's good enough or not, and we're going to definitely find out this season. But if you just want to ignore all the facts and say he's really good and Eastwood is just a hater, then, it's just not true. But B, you're allowed to live your life any way you want to live it, man. Kazir White, TJ Edwards, Nakobe Dean, Davion Taylor, and Sean Bradley. That's a pretty damn good off-ball linebacker lineup, if you ask me. I think Nakobe Dean is going to show everyone why he shouldn't have fell in that draft. TJ Edwards was coming up last season. Kazir White is very underrated signing. Very, very underrated signing was Kazir White. Excited as hell for that. The linebacker's position looks great, man. Darius Slay, lockdown. We already know that. James Bradbury, bad season last season with the Giants, but he was a Pro Bowl corner the year before. So who knows? But the word is that he looks pretty damn good in the joint practices. And did he play in the preseason? I don't know. But if Bradbury can be locked down like he was 2 years ago, then you got Avonte Maddox, Zach McPherson, Josh Jobe makes the roster at the cornerback position. Love that. And I think Josh Jobe and Reed Blankenship both made the roster because of how physical they are, how good they are at just getting low and shooting the gap and not standing around and waiting. Like, they really enjoy creating contact and making tackles, and they're fundamental tacklers. The physicality of those two guys is what elevated them from potentially being waived and hoping to have a job tomorrow to being on an NFL roster. So congratulations, honestly, to Josh Jobe and Reed Blankenship. Two undrafted free agents. Josh Jobe out of Alabama. Reed Blankenship out of, I forget. But I like seeing stuff like that, man. And I really liked how both of those guys played in those preseason games, how physical they were, just because, it happens in all sports and it happens in life. Some people are handed a silver spoon and think they don't have to work extra hard anymore, And then some players, people aren't handed anything, and they absolutely have to work hard. They have to give 110% every play, or they might be working at Target next week. So, it was fun to watch Josh Jobe and Blankenship give everything they had in the training camps and the preseason. And, I thought some other guys gave everything they had too and just didn't make the cut. But it is what it is, man. 53 men, that's all you got. Marcus Epps, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, who I think is going to be a major pickup. If you guys didn't watch my play breakdown of Chauncey Gardner-Johnson yesterday, you got to go watch it. Philly's going to love this dude, man. Philly's going to love this dude. Michael Thomas, the wide receiver for the New Orleans Saints, got suspended for punching Chauncey Gardner-Johnson in the face at practice. That's how this dude gets down. That's how much this dude gets under people's skin. You're going to see him in people's faces, taunting people, getting face mask to face mask, get all that smack talk, all that blue-collar Philly stuff, man. Philly's going to love that dude. The iconic photo of him standing in front of Tom Brady just shaking his head? Philly's going to love him, man. I think him and Marcus Epps on the field at the same time can be really good. Kavon Wallace, don't know. Don't know at all. I have no take on Kavon Wallace at this point. I have no idea. I didn't think he was going to make the team. I have no idea about Kavon Wallace. We didn't get to see him a whole lot since he's been drafted. More tweets than minutes on the field. And he got in last year and had a big helmet-to-helmet penalty in the playoffs, I'm pretty sure, and was out with a concussion. That's just off the top. I don't know if I'm remembering that correctly. But I don't know about Kavon Wallace. Josiah Scott, I didn't really watch a lot of in the preseason. And then, you got the special teams, Jake Elliott, Aaron Sapas, Rick Lovato. Jake Elliott, the little weasel. I'm not a fan of NFL kickers, man. They just kind of annoy me. I don't feel like they're football players. You know what I mean? I don't feel like kickers are real football players. It annoys me. I want to see them get hit. What you guys got in the chat, man? You guys got any questions up in here? The big question I have is our defensive coordinator. Huge question, Trader Chris. Huge question, of course, Jonathan Gannon. And I think the biggest question is, not just like, does Jonathan Gannon suck or not? I think the bigger question really is Jonathan Gannon. It was Jonathan Gannon's like play style and game calls last season because of lack of personnel, or was it he just plays vanilla zone defense, never blitzes? You know what I mean? I actually saw some blitzes in the preseason that I haven't seen out of Jonathan Gannon. So I remember Jim Schwartz, and I remember Jim Schwartz straight up coming out and saying, like, these are the guys I have to work with. When Nate Gary was lined up on Chase Claypool in the freaking Pittsburgh Steelers game, tied, time running down, and he's in Nate Gary's one-on-one against one of the best young receivers in the game, and Claypool smoked him like a bag of reefer. Jim Schwartz came out after that game, and he was put in the corner. They wanted him fired that day, and he was like, these are the guys I have. I have Nate Gary, bro. What am I supposed to do? So, with Jim Schwartz, the same as with Jonathan Gannon. Was it that last year he didn't have any linebackers, and Darius Slay was the only DB that was worth writing home about, and he had to play like basic zone defense? Or was it that he doesn't know what he's doing? I would bet on the other. I mean, I would think he knows what he's doing. You know what I mean? There's so many plays where it's like 3rd and 12, and our DBs are 15 yards off the line of scrimmage, and we just give up the 12-yard first down underneath. And it's so frustrating, but it could have a lot to do with the fact that Jonathan Gannon isn't confident in the guy on the other side to play 8 yards up or 6 yards up and get burned deep. And did he have confidence in the safeties to help cover over the top if they did get burned deep? So, and a first-year head coach too, I'd say the same thing about Nick Sirianni. A lot of the things that he did last season, I believe 100% were because it was his first season and he wanted to save his own ass. You can't come out there and be like, well, if this doesn't work, it just doesn't work, but I'm going to be confident and go for it and go freaking 0-16 and get fired on your first season, So Jonathan Gannon kind of had to look at things the same way, I think. I got to play safe because if my dudes get burned by, 60 yards more than anyone in the NFL or something like that, I might get fired my first season. So it's interesting. Another big thing that we are going to get an answer to this season. If I see a quarters coverage on 1st and 10 with the starters, I'm going to lose it, Devin G. How many 3rd and 15s we give up a first because of no quarterback pressure? That's true too. That's true too. And we're gonna have a lot of quarterback pressures this season, man. You can bet on that. You can bet on that. How much is our contract for Gardner Johnson? Any numbers come out yet? I'm guessing a 1-year deal. He's on the last year of his contract. So I'm not sure what his contract was with the Saints, but he's on the last year of his contract. So it's a 1-year prove it deal. Basically, it's a 1-year rental. You know, if he's good enough that you think he deserves if he's good enough that you think he deserves an extension, you extend him. If he's not, and you can't agree on the money, then you let him walk. That's the same thing happened. That's what happened with him in New Orleans. They couldn't meet on the money, so we'll see, man. We will see. Shout out to everybody in here. Thanks for hanging out today, man. Gannon is going to release the Lions. You think so? I hope so. We want to see you wear a Hurts season hat if Hurts balls out this year. Why? What does that matter? What does that prove? Sadly, I have to be honest, 100% honest with you. I don't see it happening, man. I can't lie. It's not inside me, man. I can't lie. I just don't see it happening. Yeah, I agree with that, Trader Chris. I wear Eagles hats, man, not Hurts hats. All right, let's check some things out real quick, and then I'm going to get up out of here. Okay, Philadelphia Eagles post the highlight compilation of the dude, Gardner Johnson. We're excited about that. 21 minutes ago, the Eagles are bringing back wide receiver Devin Allen back to the practice squad. His ability was on display in the preseason and camp, and Philly will continue to work to develop him. So Devin Allen gets the practice squad opportunity with the Philadelphia Eagles. And, shout out to that, man. Dude has elite speed. And not just in the wide receiver position, man. What he was doing in the special teams, what he was doing on the punt team, burning every single player on the other side of the ball and going head first into the punt returner, man. He, if not wide receiver, man, you should probably have that guy on special teams. So I'm glad the Eagles got him back on the practice squad. Let's see what else we got here, man. Jonathan Gannon is my biggest worry for the Eagles heading into the season. Hey, we were just talking about that, bro. We were just talking about that. Eagles are bringing back Devin Allen. All right. That's probably what everything's going to say here. Oh, we get a third string quarterback here. We got a third string quarterback here, ladies and gentlemen. The Eagles have claimed former Saints QB Ian Book. Okay, so Reed Sinnett, you're out of here. Who else was? Carson Strong, you're out of here. And they didn't bring either one of those guys back. Instead, they claim the former Saints quarterback Ian Book off of the waivers. So that's interesting. Who the fuck is Ian Book? Devin G says, I have no idea. Oh, man. Crush. What's up, DJ? Literally lunchtime live for me. Let's do it, man. That's what it's all about. Who's talking about Dan Cilio in the chat? Why are we talking about Dan Cilio? Let me see it. We are Eagles. You guys stop listening to Cilio. You're talking about me? I don't listen to no Dan Cilio. Just because I don't believe in... I can't handle it anymore, man. I can't handle the fact that I'm not allowed to be honest up here. I don't see it happening. That does not mean I listen to Dan Cilio. Dan Cilio is a goofball. Dan Cilio likes to antagonize and very short-sighted. He only sees the very obvious. He's looking for... Dan Cilio's just looking for attention. He's looking for clicks. So he goes out there and pops off. And, It works for Jockey Media Sports for now. Don't forget he got fired from a radio station for racist comments. And he admitted it a couple days ago on Twitter. So, yeah, don't group me in with Dan Sileo. I really want to do these lunchtime lives so I could sit here and chill and read the chat and you know, have a good time with you guys. But some of the things in the chat are just unbearable, man. Oh, my. Ian Book. I don't know. Ian Book. The Eagles found their QB, John Clark says. Ian Book. Bills bring back. Eagles are adding cornerback Mario Goodrich. Cornerback Mario Goodrich. The Eagles have to release/trade a player to make room for Ian Book. I say Jalen Reagor trade. I say Jalen Reagor trade. So stupid, this makes no sense. Would be convenient if Sill suddenly... We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So Elliott Shore-Parks had 2 tweets about Gardner Johnson today, and the one he was saying the fit is weird and it doesn't make sense, and then he writes this. It says Gardner Johnson gives the Eagles one of the most talented secondaries in the NFL. So which is it, Elliott? Which is it, Elliott? Don't worry, Elliott. I'll find it. I'll find your tweet saying it's a weird fit after they already announced they were going to play him at safety. So you must have missed that. Did you delete it? Did you delete it? Let's see. He probably tweeted it right when he was traded. Oh, it's a steal for the Eagles, he says right here. Where's he at? Where's he at? Come on, Elliott. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is talented, but a weird fit for the Eagles. He's played nickel cornerback for his entire career. Eagles already have Maddox. Could move Gardner-Johnson to safety, but he hasn't played much of it in the NFL. He tweeted this after it was already announced that they were going to move him to safety. And he's played nickel corner his entire career, not his entire career. Most of his career. He's played safety before. He's played both. Just funny the way this guy jumps to conclusions, man. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is 24 years old and entering the final year of his contract. This is Elliott Shore-Parks arguing with himself. Now he says Gardner-Johnson has played 80 snaps at safety in his career. He's played 367 snaps at nickel cornerback. So yeah, most of his career, nickel corner. So Elliott's tweeting while he looks up stats because he tweeted without knowing the facts the first time. Yeah, but there you go, man. That's the Eagles. Roster cuts, waves, final 53. It's interesting. The Jalen Reagor thing is rather annoying, but it is what it is. You know, there's nothing you can do with him unless they are still going to trade him, which you never know. They might. I don't think Kavon Wallace has... Reagor has no trade value. Kavon Wallace has no trade value, man. Deon Cain is back on the practice squad. Lil Kim says, is that facts? Is that facts? Is that facts? I'm told Britton Covey is back with the Eagles on their practice squad, as well as Devin Allen and Deon Cain. So there you go. All 3 of those guys get signed to the practice squad. I just said in a video earlier that You know, I don't think Deon Cain would be available. I thought another team would offer him something. I guess I was wrong about that. It's okay. That's the first time DJ Eastwood has ever been wrong. I am now 1,785,001. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Lunchtime Live, Philadelphia Eagles 53-man roster breakdown. Thanks for joining the chat. Hit the like button on your way out. Thanks for being active. I'll catch you guys next time, man.